Everyone thought Grace wasn't smart. She didn't talk much. She didn't argue. She just smiled quietly, cooked, and did whatever her husband, David, said. To outsiders, she looked slow, weak, and ordinary. Even her husband believed she was just a quiet village girl who didn't know anything. But Grace was hiding something she never planned to reveal. David, her husband, was proud and boastful. He loved to show off his success, always reminding people, "My wife? She's lucky to have me." He never involved her in business talks or decisions. He would say, "You won't understand. Just go and cook." So Grace cooked. She cleaned. She smiled. But deep down, she was watching and learning. What David didn't know was that before marriage, Grace had graduated top of her class in accounting. She had worked with a bank before quitting for marriage. But when she realized the kind of man David was, she decided to stay silent and observe. One day, David's business started to crumble. He had trusted a friend with money and lost everything. He panicked. For the first time, he came home quiet. Grace calmly served him food and said nothing. But that night, she wrote something, a letter. When David woke up the next morning, the letter was on the table. It read, "I know what's happening with your company. Your friend didn't steal from you. Your records are wrong. If you allow me, I can fix everything." David laughed angrily. "You? Fix what? You can't even spell company." He tore the letter, but 2 days later, he couldn't find a solution. Out of desperation, he called Grace and said, "Show me what you think you know." She sat beside him, opened his laptop, and within minutes started typing confidently, fixing figures, balancing accounts, and explaining everything clearly. David just stood there, frozen. The woman he thought was dumb was smarter than every man in his office. That day, his pride broke. He said softly, "Grace, who are you?" She smiled and replied, "I'm your wife. You just never cared enough to know me." From that day, everything changed. David began to treat her with respect. He even introduced her as his business partner. And Grace? She didn't brag or shout. She just kept shining, quietly. Dizzy sometimes, staying silent doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're wise enough to wait for the right moment.